What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Friday, February 17th, 2023. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Truly appreciate you all very much. Hope you had a good week. Happy Friday. Let's take a look at the astrology for today. We are seeing that the sun has passed Saturn. That's going to be nice. I mean, the cycle's begun, but definitely can feel like a weight has separated here a little bit. So something to keep in mind as we're finishing up Aquarius season. The sun's going to come to 29 degrees. It is edgy here. Aquarius is an edgy sign. So there's a little edge on this Friday. But you know what? I don't think the edge is going to be anything we can't handle, especially with the moon today finishing in this third decan of Capricorn. It is going to finish off the day with Pluto, but during the day it's going to be making great aspects over to Venus and Neptune in Pisces with that sextile. So this is definitely softening the edge, almost like we can just get through anything. We're at this peak. We're ready to, be what we're here to be, where we're ready to see things clearly. Even the moon crossing Pluto at 29 degrees. Like, yeah, it brings an intensity, but there is something about just, I guess, spiritually understanding things from a more compassionate place, which can help us dedicate. It can help us get to business. It can help us, take the plan and amplify it with the imagination. And the imagination can be really good. Yes, Jupiter's getting close to Chiron, but Mercury just came off Pandora's box right there at 8 degrees of Aquarius, and now it is making the sextile over to Big Jupe and getting ready to sextile to Chiron too. So Pandora opened something. There's been a box. Something's been opened in our lives, and there is an understanding of it, maybe a way to communicate what is going on in terms of that. Can definitely amplify and, give us a lot of identification here to a story, to a belief, to, believing in ourselves, believing in our individual nature, seeing other people in their own individual nature. Today it has a much more compassionate energy, where yesterday was a little more harsh with the squares. So definitely feeling better about today's chart. I think we understand which avenues, which, little tweaks and knobs make the most sense to what's going to liberate us and break us free here. There is a freeing. Pluto could, maybe feel like something has to kind of go away here, meeting with the moon by the end of the day emotionally, but only because we're seeing things more clearly and able to, from a very, very intelligent place, come to terms with a situation in life to make things bigger instead of smaller. Or maybe it's realizing that things do need to consolidate to eventually amplify. So depending on where we're at, but there is something about seeing a vision, feeling good about it, and, maybe much better than we've been feeling the last couple days. So today has a lot of potential for a much better feeling energy. It is Saturn's final day at 27 degrees of Aquarius. Tomorrow, Saturn's going to come to 28. So that's a nice little shift. Hasn't been there in a while. So we're definitely just feeling things moving forward when it comes to our commitments, dedications, people, connections, breaking out, taking authority for how to be unique, to be ourselves. Yeah, there's definitely authority today, but I do feel like the authority comes through a much more spiritual plane, a much more emotional plane, and that we're kind of ready to dedicate to everything we are feeling, because we know that's how to actually bring it into manifestation. And we are at the same time, really having this intuitive right brain amplification, but it's in, cooperation here with Mercury and Jupiter that is really the linear mind that can put things together in time and space as we're dealing with all this Saturn energy, but also the Jupiter energy that's going further out there, the Neptune energy that's being very creative, imaginative about what we want. So it is like definitely forming some big ahas, realizations, or, seeing a future. There could be some seer energy here. Could feel very in tune. If we're not feeling very in tune, it's possible because by the time the moon reaches Pluto, we really do have to let go of a limiting emotion. It's almost like we really have to do that healing, right? Come to terms. So there is a surrender in a sense that we have to come to terms with maybe our past, maybe things that we've committed to before, or realizing that it's not holding weight for where things are going, and that it's not our fault. It's nobody's fault. It's just taking the accountability and the responsibility for what will make you feel good and being able to do what you got to do to make those changes. However, I will be honest, the moon making the sextile over to Venus and Neptune's vibes, for sure. Like, this is some. Today can feel really good. And I don't think it's because of the Saturnian energy. I feel like it's not going to be too much of like a bypass energy. I really do think it's going to be more of a. Just actually like seeing more clearly because maybe we were bypassing something in the future and now we're ready to actually handle the situation. But it feels good to handle the situation, if you will. So that's where I think we're at. We're coming to, I don't know, we are at an edge. We have a lot of energy at the edge. Sun's even going to come to 29. Pluto's at 29. Moon will be at 29. You know, Venus is getting ready to come to 29 Pisces. Neptune's going to be there in a year and a half. So Saturn's coming to 28 Aquarius. Like we're on the brink of a lot of new energy coming in. So every day's new energy. Every day's, progressing us forward. But this is nice. So something to keep in mind. Mars is going to come to 15 degrees of Gemini. So it's going to be, finally back through halfway of Gemini, which it's been in since, September, right? So we're almost done with Mars and Gemini. I know things feel helter-skelter, and we've had to come to terms with a lot of our thoughts, our truths, our environments, our own mind. It's almost like we've been in a battle, right, with our own mind in many ways. And I think this is helping come to terms with a lot of that. Mercury it's like the box has finally has been opened, and there's no going back in, so we might as well just be a warrior and progress forward into a future that we know is very valuable with a North Node in Taurus, and being able to use a South Node in Scorpio to make the transmutations in life without going through maybe the trauma or, just staying stuck in some darkness, but it is really going towards the light. And that happens through darkness in many ways too. So yeah, I think we've learned a lot, and whatever we learned, the box is open to our future. And we have to kind of put that into perspective in our environments and have that mentality that's going to get us there. So we got to be strong too. But it is like spiritually strong, I would say, is a key point to where we're at. Also, not just ego strong, because I'll be honest, Jupiter, Chiron, just ego strong is kind of going against all this Pisces energy. And with the sun about to come into Pisces, a new moon coming up in Pisces on Sunday, and Saturn just, a week out of Pisces. Kind of crazy. So, and even Pluto, March 23rd, coming into Aquarius to dip his little toes in, and Mars will be leaving Gemini on March 24th. So, yeah, lots is coming around. We are kind of crazy. We're almost a month away from Mars and Pluto. Are very much both planets deal with our desire nature, right? Whether it's ego desire, conscious desire, but also subconscious, deep soul desire. Switching a lot of frequency here. And even like Mars, right? Like having that retrograde in Gemini, it just feels like forever. So yeah, we're going to be feeling things, but we're also going to be going into this Pluto in Aquarius, which is going to be a little bit of a conflict, right? Like how well do they want to get along? It'll be interesting to see, because they are going to come with that quincunx. Yeah, that'll be a quincunx. So it's going to be kind of a weird energy in itself. But I do hope you have a good Friday. Definitely some lighter energy, that things are kind of like, yeah, I feel accomplished. You could feel very accomplished. Maybe not from just the push, but there are doors that are there waiting for you. And those are much more intuitively, creatively felt, I do believe, than maybe linear. But I'll be honest, with Mercury crossing Pandora's box and sextile over to Big Jupe, I do think there is an actual just like, this actually starting to make sense in the weirdest way possible kind of aspect. But again, that's like helping us. That's helping us feel better too. So let's see what we got here for the cards. We got the 5 of coins upright. I think we're getting out of that. We're like ready to go back into the church of our own sense of value and self-worth. And we're ready to get ourselves out of this cold, energy, this cold, heavy energy. Of course, we can, want to stay and play the martyr, stay and play the victim to our physical existence and the things that go on around us. But I don't think anybody watching this channel is really trying to do that, I'll be honest. I don't feel it today, that's for sure. And we got the 10 of Swords in reverse, which I think is, it is, I do feel like there's a little bit of a test here, right? Like, are we really going to put another sword in our back? I mean, if we think that we're just done with something completely when there really wasn't some kind of an ending, maybe we weren't done. So that's kind of what I'm feeling with that card too. However, I mean, how much do we really want to backtrack mentally when the mind's trying to go so much further forward? Maybe the backtrack mentally is what's putting more swords in our back and having us feel more sense of lack than abundance. And we're definitely trying to feel more abundance. So I think we have to navigate that carefully today as well. And then, wow, the 9 of Swords upright. So we need to figure out how to not worry so much. I know that there can still be heavy energy, but we do need to come to a sense of peace and a sense of serenity within our mind. Maybe that's part of Mercury on Pandora's box, is that it's having us worry about a bunch of things that are opening and happening in our lives and how things are making these changes, even though, gosh, maybe we can want to fixate on things and have them stay the same. There's too much on the brink of change. And I do think most of us feel that as well. And, there really isn't any point in worrying. I think we have to realize that we're lucid in this dream, and it doesn't have to be a nightmare. It really doesn't. We have to kind of wake up and start manipulating our physical dream, because this life is a dream. And, when this is all said and done here, we're going to wake up from that and be like, whoa, that was a crazy dream. And then realize, like, why did I was so lucid in it. Why didn't I take advantage of that? Maybe we start taking advantage of that now. Or if we haven't, or if we have been, maybe we start taking advantage of it a little bit more to manipulate this reality in our favor. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Friday, much better energy, and I will see you all for the weekend horoscope tomorrow. Much love. Peace.